For today's headlines, Gohins heads to roll, Duque on the way out. Alvarez says slow down on food product imports. Oreta partners leave Malabon. Go lets fate pave his future. Cascolan takes PNP helm. Jose Marichan offers hope once more. Alas gets a 15-day suspension. Typhoon exits par, southwest monsoon to prevail. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Wednesday, September 2, and now the news. A Senate panel recommendation to file charges against Health Secretary Francisco Duque and several other officials may lead to a shake-up in President Rodrigo Duterte's cabinet. Senator Bongo, who also served as a special assistant to the president, gave hints of the possible revamp when he said he agrees with most of the recommendations stated in the committee report but will leave it to the president to judge if there is a need to make changes in his cabinet. Go was referring to Senate President Vicente Soto III's recommendation to file criminal and graft charges against Duque, resigned PhilHealth President and CEO Ricardo Morales and other officials over alleged irregularities in the state health insurer. Soto said that the two officials should be held accountable for the anomalies such as the shady implementation of the cash advances or the interim reimbursement mechanism and for their grave abuse of discretion or gross negligence. Aside from the two top officials of PhilHealth, CEO and Executive Vice President Arnel de Jesus, Senior Vice President for Fund Management Sector Renato Lemchaco Jr., SVP for Health Finance Policy Sector Israel Vargas, and all officials and employees involved in corruption will also face the same charges. In other news, former House Speaker and Davao Norte 1st District Representative Pantaleon Alvarez warned that unmitigated importation of food products can adversely affect local farmers in the long run. Responding to the call of DTI Secretary Ramon Lopez for the lifting of the Department of Agriculture's ban on importing poultry meat from Brazil, Alvarez said that if authorities will not review importation policies, then the already struggling local agriculture sector will take a hard hit. He added that local businesses will close down and the unemployment rate in the country will rise further. Agriculture Secretary William Dar recently admitted that despite the government's effort to improve the farm sector and local food production over the past years, the Philippines remains a food importing country. Dar acknowledged that importation should be the country's last resort in securing the food supply for Filipino people, while promising to keep on working to improve the domestic food production. For rice alone, the Philippines is still currently the world's top rice importer. As of the third week of June, 1.3 million metric tons of imported rice entered the country. Meantime, Malabon City's best practices in addressing the coronavirus contagion is keeping it afloat amid the health crisis. In an exclusive interview with Daily Tribune Straight Talk, Mayor Antolin Oreta III said the city government is conducting around 3,000 COVID tests a week for them to be able to pinpoint the areas of concern in Malabon and focus on them. Oreta bared that for the past 2 weeks, the coronavirus cases in the city have been on the downtrend, from about 700 cases to 650 cases and still declining. He also admitted that helping his constituents who were either laid off or forced to close their businesses is a task he doesn't see ending anytime soon. One of the hardest hit income generators for Malabon, Oreta noted, is the consignation, or the trading hub of seafood in the northern part of Metro Manila. Businesses had been slow due to significant drop in the daily demand of fresh sea catch. Tribune News and Clue will be back after these reminders.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
Meantime, Senator Bongo is leaving it up all to fate on how his life will pan out once President Rodrigo Duterte leaves Malacanang and his first term as a legislator ends. Go, during an interview with Daily Tribune, said that he doesn't have any long-term plan, for only God will know where his life will take him. The senator said he is still in disbelief on how a nobody like him would be among the seasoned lawmakers who came from known political families. Being elected to the Senate is something he dared not to dream of, Go said. He called it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that not everyone gets to be blessed with, and he would be very thankful and content if he reverts to his private life after just one term as a legislator. He added that he would rather not include himself into the aspiring list of to be vice president or president. For now, though, Go said he will focus on discharging his duties and visiting every corner of the country whenever he can to serve as a bridge of the people to the president. Police Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan is the incoming chief of the Philippine National Police. Interior and Local Government Secretary Eduardo Años said, citing President Rodrigo Duterte's approval of his appointment. Años' declaration confirmed the Daily Tribune report last Monday that the Commander-in-Chief chose Cascolan as the successor of Police General Archie Gamboa, who will wrap up his uniform career on September 2. Cascolan, a product of the Philippine Military Academy Sinagtala class of 1986, just like Gamboa, was the most logical choice for the post, being the next most senior official in the PNP. A highly placed source earlier said that Mr. Duterte based his decision in choosing the next top cop on the organization's rule of succession. It was not an easy decision to make for the president, as Cascolan and his fellow aspirants, Police Lieutenant General Guillermo Elizar, the Deputy Chief for Operations, and Police Lieutenant General Cesar Hawthorne Binag, the Chief Directorial Staff, are all worthy to succeed Gamboa. All the three-star generals were the candidates Año recommended to the Chief Executive for consideration. PNP spokesman Police Brigadier General Bernard Banac said the PNP officer corps and rank and file gladly welcome his designation as head of the force to ensure continuity of command in the supervision of all administrative and operational execution as the responsibility of PNP increases due to the pandemic and the threat of terrorism. With the start of the Burr months kicking off the longest Christmas celebration in the world in the Philippines, radio stations are expected to play Yuletide songs, including singer Jose Marichan's famous song, Christmas in Our Hearts. With that, Chan feels thankful because the song he wrote 3 decades ago continues to be loved and sung until today. Christmas in Our Hearts was a collaboration between Chan and songwriter Riza Caniza in 1990. It tops the list of other Christmas songs that Chan had written, including A Perfect Christmas, Mary's Boy Child, A Christmas Carol, and A Wish on Christmas Night. Amid the pandemic, Christmas in Our Hearts reverberates as an anthem of hope, light, and rebirth. And we'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
Yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
In sports, Phoenix Super LPG displayed its seriousness in penalizing protocol offenders as it suspended its own coach, Louis Alas, for 15 days following a series of breaches. Alas admitted that he was found to have violated 3 health protocols in their first day of training on August 26 at the Upper Deck Gym in Ortigas that prompted the management to suspend him. His first violation was when he asked the team's physical therapist to cover his finger with a tape, which was deemed to be a violation of social distancing. Then, he entered the training facility while another batch of players was still using the gym, something that violates the Philippine Basketball Association guidelines that mandates that only 6 personnel would be allowed inside the gym. He also entered the training hall while the facility was still being decontaminated. Alas, however, sought apology, saying that his action was not intentional as it was just caused by his excitement to see his players after 6 months of hiatus. And Typhoon Maysak exited the Philippine area of responsibility yesterday and will no longer directly affect any part of the country today, according to Pag-asa. As of 4 a.m. today, Maysak was spotted at 1,115 kilometers north-northeast of extreme northern Luzon. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will be partly cloudy to cloudy with isolated rain showers due to the southwest monsoon or localized thunderstorms. Moderate to strong southwesterly wind will prevail over extreme northern Luzon, while wind in other parts of the country will be light to moderate. Meanwhile, a new typhoon with international name Haishen is approaching Par at 2,235 kilometers east of extreme northern Luzon. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for our wardrobe. Again, this is Andy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.